afternoon, I guess it is.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to Season 1, Episode 50 of Wild and Wacky Chit Chats with the Twins. And I'm Krista, for anyone who's new and watching us today.
And I am Kara, and I'm just going to share our video out.
And, well, we've been doing this for 50 weeks now, I guess. And basically, we just talk about some really interesting, some of you may think really, really weird stuff. Lots of it is stuff that we have learned from Access Consciousness, which feel free to check out more on that. And one of the things we say lots is the clearing statement from Access Consciousness, which is right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And that crazy sounding thing, you can find out more information at theclearingstatement.com.
And I think that's a wee little picture of you, Iris, on there. How are you doing?
Well, I'm glad you guys are coming on, even though we switched our time up today. Just crazy morning, and just with Remembrance Day too, honoring all of those brave people that serve to make our country greater. And speaking of that, what's really interesting is at 11 o'clock I went downstairs. My kids were playing downstairs, and I asked them if they wanted to take a moment of silence to actually connect with all of the soldiers, all of the men and the women that fought for our country and died, and not just honoring them or anything, but actually connecting with their spirits. Good morning, or good afternoon, Iris.
You, Iris.
So it was neat. What was really cool to me is that it wasn't weird to them at all. They are my kids and Kara's nieces, so it's not that weird that they didn't find it weird.
What are you saying?
But it was really cool to actually connect with the spirits and to communicate with them and to just acknowledge what they did. You know, it was just a really different way of celebrating and honoring Remembrance Day. And so, yeah, there's just a couple of those events Kara and I were just saying a couple times a year where that's normal, and the rest is really not.
Halloween and Remembrance Day.
Yeah. And so this weekend, on Friday, you guys are all invited to come and join us. We are actually being interviewed by a radio station called Spaced Out Radio in Vancouver. Tyler laughed when I told him the name of the radio station.
Most people have. Yeah.
But it's all about like ghosts and the paranormal and the supernatural and all that.
UFOs and
aliens, such. So yeah, you guys are welcome to join us. It is 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, but
which is an hour after I'm usually in bed.
Yeah. So we might be yawning a little bit. Might have to drink some coffee at that time. Yeah. But I was just writing up like a little blurb this morning. We were just kind of brainstorming, and it really got me thinking about what we do and how when we're kids, like when we were kids, we loved ghost stories, and we
lived for
all things spooky. We lived down the road from a haunted house called Hilton's, for anyone in the area. Mm-hmm. And then just I guess along the way you really just you kind of quit talking about it, because it's not something that you can just strike up a conversation with someone around, the staff dining room table or wherever, family function. Be like, hey, so last night, like, this ghost came to me and it was kind of freaky. You don't talk about it.
Not a normal everyday conversation.
Yeah. So then, over time, we just quit talking about it, like everybody does. Like, when you're kids, your mind is more...
You have imaginary friends.
Yeah, and you're open to receiving all of that, and then you don't talk about it anymore, which is funny, because it's like we don't talk about it anymore, but it doesn't mean it goes away. And so today we wanted to talk about what's called comfortable distance. It's like basically like sticking your head in the sand so that you don't have to be aware of everything around you. And so the comfortable distance is literally the distance that you create between you and something or someone else. It doesn't matter what
How
it is.
willing you are to get whatever distance you are to someone.
So that you can be comfortable in your little world. So it's basically putting up walls and barriers around you based on what your beliefs are, based on what your points of views are. And so when it comes to the spirit world, we do that in a few different ways. So we either just don't believe it, like, that's not real, that's crazy, who would believe in that kind of hocus pocus? So because of that belief, you put up these walls, you create this comfortable distance so that you just can't, you won't let yourself, it's like a way of protecting yourself almost. So you can't see anything beyond that, because then it would go against everything that you believed in. So you don't see any of it, and you've created these walls. So that's kind of one way that we like to do that. And then another way would be because you believe it, you get your signs all the time, like stuff's happening to you all the time, but it scares the shit out of you. You have like this fear, so then you don't want to be scared, so you put up these walls again. You create this comfortable distance between you and the spirit world.
Or you love being scared and
Yeah.
put a certain distance up
Right.
too.
Yeah,
Which is
good
us.
one. Good one. I never even thought of it that way. And so then that has to be your reality, because that's what you've made it. You've created it that way, so it won't ever go beyond anything. Even though, again, all that stuff is still there and still available, despite what you believe or don't believe. And then the third thing is, what was the third one that I was talking about? Oh, where you want it to look a certain way. Like, that's a big one for us, where it's like, I want to, like, because we all have different ways of perceiving the spirit world, and some of us sense it better in, like, just, like, knowing, and others, like, actually see things, like your lights flickering, your cupboard doors opening and closing. You might find signs from the spirit world, like dimes or feathers or whatever. And then when you
can just basically go through all your senses. Like, some people hear the spirit world, some people actually get a taste, some people actually smell certain smells when people show up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so when you want it to look a certain way, that's also then creating this comfortable distance. So, like, I know I'm like, well, I want to actually have a conversation, like, be sitting here and, like,
full on human conversation.
Like, hey, Grandma.
Right? And you think
know?
it's going to be the same. And Iris, we were talking about that too in the Reiki class, about seeing. Like, I was obsessed forever about seeing the spirit world, like, physically with your eyes. And when you focus on all those different things, like, I need to see them, or I need to have this conversation like we're having, then you totally miss all of the subtle signs.
Yeah, so you're so fixated on it looking and searching for it to be a certain way that you create this comfortable distance, that everything else that is available to you becomes not available because you're not willing to see it. So anything any of this is bringing up or letting down, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And I was thinking of an analogy to that. I don't know why it just popped in my head before you came over, when we were in Belize and we were snorkeling. Remember, it was like stormy out. It started getting really stormy out. And we were snorkeling. And I actually hadn't, well, I guess I was snorkeled once before, but I really hadn't snorkeled before. And so when you're under the water, it's like peaceful and quiet, and you can see all like the coral and all the stuff underneath the sea. And then we would go above the water,
and it was terrifying.
It was terrifying. It was so so like freaky. So back underneath we would go.
We just actually put our heads in the sand, right? So that we didn't have to see the crap going on above us. Oh, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, so comfortable distance is really the same thing. And what we saw around us was just a point of view too, right? Like it's like, so even though it looks scary above the water that it's storming, like, have we ever been in a situation like that? Do we know what's gonna happen? Do we know, are we gonna die? Well, we didn't, you know? And so it's like the same thing, like when you create these barriers and these walls, you're limiting yourself from receiving everything that this world has to offer. And consciousness includes everything and judges nothing, including the spirit world. So like it's there, it's always there, but we just, for whatever reason, we don't want to see it, and so then we don't. It's like, the law of attraction, your world is whatever you make it. Attention, or how does it go?
Energy flows where attention goes.
Yeah, and so it's like, it's all,
and your point of view creates your reality. Your reality does not create your points of view.
Oh, exactly.
That one's kind of like, so if you got a shitstorm going on in your life, maybe assess where your thoughts are, right?
Yeah, because the reality you're in now is all created on your past choices, and that one's a tough pill to swallow sometimes.
Mad sometimes.
So, well, let's do this then. Let's just do a quick little exercise to just get a sense of what it's like to just let your barriers down and to just get rid of this comfortable distance. And then there's a tool, the jails tool.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So we'll do this, and then we have a tool for you to help you to start to get rid of some of these barriers. So what are barriers? All your points of views, all your limited points of views, all your beliefs.
All your projections, expectations, separations, judgments, rejections.
All the crazy we create in our world. So would you do us this favor in the next few minutes and just drop your barriers? And you don't have to know what that looks like, feels like. You just have to ask for it to happen, and it will. And let's allow ourselves to play with no comfortable distance for the next few minutes. So barriers down. Let them wash away and go to the space of you. The infiniteness of you. Expand and allow yourself to reach out into all directions. Like really, really, really take up space. So pushing out in every direction, from the front of you, from the back, down below, up above, and out the sides. You cannot have comfortable distance between you and anything, because you are an infinite being, and you are as big as the universe, and you are the universe. So when you try to put comfortable distance between you and somebody else, you diminish you. You diminish your life, you diminish your reality, and you diminish your creations. So step into the space where you are everywhere, and you are everything, and comfortable distance cannot exist. Comfortable distance cannot exist. Occupy the entirety of you, the entirety of the universe and the space. Perceive you in every molecule as every molecule. You go way beyond your body. Way beyond your body. Your body is this teeny tiny, minuscule part and aspect of you. And the only thing that maintains the comfortable distance is your mind. That is it. Let it go. For what reason would you need to maintain barriers between you and anybody or anything else? Awareness creates so much greater. So much greater. The space of you as oneness creates so much greater. So allow yourself to be as point of viewless as you actually are, with no barriers, no walls, no beliefs, no points of views. Be the space beyond all separation, the beauty and the vastness of you, where there is no need for separation. There is no need to protect yourself. There is no need for distance. There is no need for judgment, projections, rejections. Everybody and everything can be a contribution to you if you are willing to have that reality. Everything. Let your barriers melt and melt and melt and melt into the earth, into the ethers, and step into the potency of you as the infinite being, the infiniteness that you be.
That was awesome. I got to share a story too that made me think of. So I went and got a healing session this morning from my good friend Carla. And as I was laying on the massage table, I was like really becoming present with my body. And then it was funny because the message I was getting was exactly what you're reading. It's like, you are not your body. You are so much more than your body. And then it was neat because they showed my body, and then I could see like all my energy layers and the infiniteness of who I be. And then they showed like this white light, like almost like a circle around my head, and it was representing my mind. And it was like, here's your mind, and here's you. Why are you making this the most important thing in your life? And I was like, oh my gosh, it's like, this, get rid of this, go beyond it. And I was just actually really blown away. So then I was like, okay, I'm not my body, I'm more than my body. So I me, the infinite being, stepped out of my body, and I was looking at myself from outside, and Carla's laughing, and then after she's like, you totally left your body. I'm like, I know I did.
How old is she?
Right? I was like, you can't make that up. You just can't make it up. So everywhere where we're making this more important than everything.
We have access to so much more.
And we just limit it to this little, it's crazy.
Head in the sand.
Yeah.
I'm safe and I'm comfortable here, so I'm going to stay there.
Yeah, so that everything you just read totally matched my experience from this morning.
Oh, that's so cool. And so not weird that happened.
Right? pretty crazy.
So the tool of the day, it goes a little something like this. What jails are you using to create the dominance of E equals MC squared as the creation of comfortable distance between me and fill in the blank am I choosing? So that's an acronym. So jails is what judgments, agendas, inventions, and lies am I using to create the dominance of E equals MC squared? So evil, mediocrity, and corruption. So what judgments, agendas, inventions, and lies am I using to create the dominance of evil, mediocrity, and corruption as the creation of comfortable distance between me and fill in the blank am I using? And anything that brings up times a gazillion, I know, destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, all name shorts, boys and beyonds. And I invite you to put that baby on a clearing and just choose all the things. I redid mine this morning.
Me and my body, me and my health, me and the spirit world, me and
consciousness, me and my potency, me and my
creativity,
me and my mom, me and my dad, me and my partner, me and my kids, like you can just fill in the blank for all of that. And yeah, I added the spirit world because I don't know why I didn't have me and my business, like me and my home, me and anything, all of these places and ways that we limit ourselves, like put that on a clearing loop and then look out, because
those loops really do work.
They do.
Yeah. Oh, good morning, or good afternoon, I should say, Rhonda.
Hey,
Rhonda said yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Hello, Becky. How are you? Yeah, even with our we just started our 30-day challenge. We're just did day 3 today. So if any of you guys want to join La Resistance, just go to this Twins page and we have it pinned to the top if you want to do it. And I was really thinking about our clearing today, and it does, you just ask the same question 30 times a day for 30 days, and it might seem like nothing's happening. But when you really step outside of it, and when you see it after 30 days of doing it, you're just like, holy crap. I don't know even how that worked or what even happened, but it shifts your entire world as if by magic. So if you guys are interested in more of that,
yeah,
please join us.
Yeah, and because it's in one of Gary's books, who's the founder of Access Consciousness, was looking for the quick way to change things, and he was just we've been functioning this way for 4 trillion years, and you've been doing
lifetime after lifetime.
Yeah, and you've been doing Access for a month, 2 years, whatever, and look how much is changing. This is the fast way. So even though, like Kara said, it doesn't seem like it's doing anything, you will look back and you'll be like, oh, stuff's changing in ways I couldn't even have imagined.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And so this weekend, if you're in the Davidson area, I will announce too, because you got a couple more days, is that Catherine Oster is coming to Davidson and doing an Access Bars class and a money class. The money class is on Saturday and Access Bars is on Sunday. And you can check out the links, and there's a really good video in there for Access Bars and what that is. But I'm telling you what, it's pretty life-changing. It's the first part of Access that we discovered in 2015.
And if you're sick of thinking the same repetitive thoughts over and over and over again, come and join us for the Access Bars class.
Exactly.
That's what it does. It goes in and defrags your brain and starts to release all these old programs that are running in the background that aren't doing anything but slowing you down.
Exactly.
And after you get your bars running, it's just kind of there's nothing in there. It's
right.
So nice. Yeah.
Because it's all those limiting points of views and barriers that are creating the comfortable distance between you and everything in your life right now. So join us. We would love to have you there. If you know anybody that you think might find this video interesting, please share it with them.
Yes.
Please like the video. And if you have any questions or anything you ever want Kara and I to talk about,
totally
let us know and we can work that into one of our weekly shows. Yeah. And otherwise, have a fanciful day and an amazing rest of your week. And we will see you somewhere on here later.
See you and have a great day, everybody.
Okay, bye-bye.